Welcome back. This is Aquarium Hacks by Marcus. So it's been a little while since I made my last video about water changes and stuff like that. But on this particular video, I just wanted to simply update you guys on my seachem 55. Now, on one of my earlier videos, I talked about the seachem 55 being a super sponge hack filter, in which that is a wonderful way to set that filter up. But there is a correction that I want to make on that video, and so I'm going to show you now. So you see this seachem tidal 55 here. And so hopefully the light doesn't interfere too much, but you see it here. Now I said to wait until the water starts dripping out of here, and that's when you want to change your filtration or clean your bottom of your filters here, or your bottom of your sponges. Well, actually, you want this thing to run and run. Don't pay attention to this little blue dial up here, but you want it to run actually to the point of where water starts to run out of this turn dial. Now, when water starts to drip out of this turn dial, that's when you know it's definitely time to clean the bottom of your sponges in aquarium water. So let's just take a look how this looks like. I've been running it now for several weeks. And let's just take a look at what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. As you can see here, being ran for several weeks. We're getting a lot of that wonderful brown is starting to build up all here, and it's a nice brown that's starting to build up here. And so this is becoming a very, very effective filter. I love how this is set up. Like on my last video where I put that sponge over that intake or over that skimmer. And over your intake tube, you put a sponge over that. That really helps to keep this main filtration part here. It helps to keep it from clogging up so fast. And so that is a very, very effective way in how to do your filters. And so I just wanted to simply update you on that filter and let you know that when it's time to actually clean your media in aquarium water, you want to wait until water actually comes out of this dial. Once it starts to drip out of this dial, then you know it's definitely time to clean it then. But just to keep on letting this run, set it up like the way I showed you on that last video, and you will have a very, very successful filter that is working for you, doing all kinds of things, converting nitrite into, or ammonia into nitrite, and then into nitrate. And so that's a very effective way to do that. Another thing that I wanted to talk about on here was my favorite plants is the golden pothos. And the reason why I like the golden pothos is because the golden pothos is, for one thing, it's a plant that with its roots that are inside of the water, as you can see there, with the roots that are inside of the water, it helps to take up a lot of nutrients inside of the water. They don't rot. And another thing I found about golden pothos is they are very salt tolerant plants as well. They're very tough plants, very hard to kill. Now, the only problem with getting this terrestrial plant to actually grow in your aquariums, that sometimes you will get some plants that just will not react to your water, and they will start to rot away. And so you have to just take those out and keep on trying it till you finally find plants that will take to your water. And then once those get established, then you'll have a wonderful plant that is doing a great job in your fish tank. Well, anyway, back over to some discussion. And so that was just a little update that I have there on my seachem 55 Super Sponge Hack Filter. And so I've really enjoyed doing these aquariums for like a very long time, and I've always done aquariums for, like I said in my last video, for many years. And what was so wonderful about this week is that my wife found 3 10-gallon aquariums that was fully loaded, heaters and filters and everything, gravel, for $2.50. Aren't you happy when you find a great deal like that? You find, sometimes you can get them for free. And then earlier this week, she found a 20-gallon that was on the side of the road that was free, and neither one of the tanks leak. So that was wonderful. And so usually what I do with those tanks is that I will usually clean them up kind of good, and then I will resell them and make a little bit of profit off of those tanks. And so it's wonderful to find deals like that. But talking about the 10-gallon aquarium, why do we say, or why would I say that a 10-gallon aquarium is worth its money in gold? Why is that? Well, for one thing, a 10-gallon aquarium is going to be relatively easy to find. They're everywhere. In most cases, they're going to be relatively cheap. In the third case, they're going to be, if they do have a leak, they're going to be very easy to seal back up. So they're worth their weight in gold just for those three reasons. But we could go further than that. With a 10-gallon tank, you can quickly set up an aquarium tank, many different little aquarium tanks with a 10-gallon tank. You can set up planet tanks, small cichlid tanks, snail tanks, shrimp tanks. They're excellent for quarantine tanks. Most fish that we have in our hobby, the 10-gallon will be just enough for them to quarantine them and for several days, several weeks, even in that 10-gallon tank. They're just quick to set up. They're widely available. They have all kinds of equipment that goes with them. I mean, who of us in the fish hobby cannot get along without the 10-gallon tank, right? I've kept 10-gallon tanks forever, and I still keep 10-gallon tanks even as we speak now, because I have used them so many times in the hobby to quarantine, to put bad fish in that's cutting up, to store other things inside of those tanks, to set up demonstration tanks, to just do so many things with the 10-gallon tank. So yes, it's a cheap tank and they're everywhere, but there's a good reason why they are everywhere and why they're worth so much money in their gold. In gold. So, well, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Aquarium Hacks out.